If 2020 was a bit of a washout for your dating life, as well as probably some other areas of your life, and you really now want to make the most of post-lockdown dating, hooray, we're finally back there and allowed to meet people again. I'm dating coach Hayley Quinn, and I've got 6 action steps that you can take to really make the most out of your post-lockdown dating life. So to begin with, I'm going to be going through 3 lockdown dating habits that you may have used when, we weren't actually allowed to physically get closer than 2 meters to someone, and show you how these habits can be worth maintaining even though lockdown is over. And then in the second part of this video, I'm going to be showing you 3 success creating habits to make sure you have more abundance and more fun and generally good vibes in your dating life in this year. So I know you may not believe me, but I actually don't think lockdown was entirely bad for our dating life. Okay, it was mostly bad. It was mostly bad in so many areas of our life. It was a depressing, difficult moment in time, and I'm not denying that. However, there were some lockdown dating habits that I think would actually be really worthwhile you keeping around in this new post-lockdown era. So the first dating habit I'd recommend you to continue with is the art of the video date. And we never probably thought about having a date on Zoom before lockdown happened. If you've now mastered it, you got the lighting right, and it's actually become normal for you to have a video call with a stranger, I do believe this is a habit that's worth you continuing. Something that I find can really demotivate people when they're going through dating is if they feel like they're going on a lot of dates and they're just not experiencing any connection. It's like they turn up at the date, you walk through the door and you're like, this isn't actually someone I could potentially connect with. So introducing this additional step in the dating process where you have a bit of a chance to feel out your connection, see if conversation flows easily and sense out the vibe that you have between you, is actually probably quite shrewd if you want to then invest your time and energy into going on real dates. I'm also a really big believer that instead of being non-committal about your dates, like when someone says to you, I should be free at some point towards the end of next week. Like, that is a bad dating behavior. That's annoying. If you want to have success in your dating life, you have to set time aside to build those connections with people. So if you're not doing that at the moment because you're just not sure about someone or you're kind of on the fence, have a video date. Or alternatively, be real with yourself. And if you don't feel enough motivation to actually leave and go and meet someone, maybe that says something about how you feel about dating generally, or maybe you just need to be clear and calm and let this person down. So instead of making half commitments for real life dates, let's keep the video dates going and make better choices about who we meet up in person with. The second lockdown dating habit that I would love you to continue is keeping a little bit of this art of courtship going. Now, I think in the heady days before lockdown, before we'd ever heard the phrase coronavirus, often you may have been bored of an evening, messaging someone on a dating app, and you pop out to meet them for a drink. And of course, there's probably going to be moments over the past year or so where you've really missed the excitement and the spontaneity that brought to your life. Now, I'm not saying that excitement and spontaneity are bad things. However, if you're thinking about how you can build a long-term relationship with someone, and that's explicitly what you're looking for, then it's actually worthwhile developing a bond over a period of time. If you rush into a date and you look at your date and you think, do I think this person is the one, or do I think this person is not the one? A hell of a lot of people are going to end up in the not the one camp, and that will eventually feel demotivating to you. You'll just feel like, I'm not meeting my true love, this sucks. Instead, this is where I think that slow and steady approach to dating and relationships is very, very helpful. So instead of going into that first date looking for intensity, looking for a big spark, if instead you allow yourself to build up your knowledge of a person gradually through, the video dates, voice notes, messages, photos, then I think it enables you to actually build more trust and develop a more real and sincere bond. So let's keep the courtship going, even if we're allowed to all meet each other tomorrow. Finally, whilst lockdown may have taught us a little bit about all the things that we didn't have at that moment we went into lockdown, I think for everyone, it would have probably made you reflect and think, I really should have got this area of my life sorted, or I wish I had a partner now, or I wish I had someone I could at least message, or I wish I had someone I had that flirtatious connection with. Whilst it probably showed up a lot of what we don't have, I also believe it probably built a lot of self-reliance. So if you got a lot more comfy with yourself, you got to enjoy your own company more. If you felt more ease spending nights in doing self-care or watching the TV show you liked or developing a hobby, let's not chuck that all out of the window just because we've got the ability to meet people instantly anymore. In fact, often our ability to choose really great people for ourselves comes down a lot to us feeling like we don't need someone in our lives right now. We feel comfortable within our own skins, and that you actually start to value the day-to-day life where you're just hanging out with you. And so no longer does rushing out to meet someone on the spur of the moment sound appealing because you're kind of bored, not up to anything better, your friends just cancelled on you. In fact, you start to really value the little sanctuary that you've created for yourself. So if you found that the past year or so has taught you to be more comfortable in your own company, and you've actually realized that's created in a funny way more stability in your life, don't be too quick to give that away just because we now have a better ability to meet someone. Okay, so here are now 3 action steps that you can take. Now we're allowed to meet people in the real world again. So first action step is, I don't want you to tell yourself something mystical about your dating life, like when it will happen, it's destined to happen. I think actually when stuff happens is when we make conscious effort, time, and focus towards a particular subject. So if you want your dating life to be amazing this year, it's not going to happen with wishful thinking and sitting on your couch. Instead, it's going to be about how you can create that balance between moments where you're experiencing that sanctuary and you have time to reflect on your life, and also moments where you're going out into the world and meeting new people. Are there hobbies or interests that you've kind of thought that you might want to try out for a while? Are there friends that you could reconnect with? Are there now real life versions of the things that you did online for so long? Remember that just like doing well on dating apps means that you have to come across a certain amount of people, the same goes for meeting people in real life. So the more diverse your interests are, the more people you're meeting every single week, this is really going to help to create momentum in your dating life. My second action step is to capitalize on context. So what I mean by context is when there is a reason behind us meeting someone, or we have something in common, it often makes it much easier to form a relationship and a connection. Put really simply, if you get someone's phone number who's a friend of a friend, they're a lot more likely to turn up on that date than necessarily someone you've just met through Instagram. So I want you to really value how you can now use your social circles or also shared hobbies and interests to start to go out there and meet people in real life again. The more social connections that you have in common, if you're into the same club or society, this means that you're automatically more likely to be able to form a relationship with this person. And you know what? If such a society or club of your interest doesn't exist in your area, is there a way that you can start this up? Is there a way that you can actually become a bit of a social hub in and of yourself? Now, the final thing that we want to focus on in this amazing post-lockdown era is the definitely lost art now of meeting someone in real life. For those of you who've actually followed my work for a while, you know I have spent years coaching people how to approach one another successfully. And it's not just men approaching women. I teach everyone from all orientations and backgrounds how to successfully approach one another in real life. So not to be too much of a tease here, but I have actually created 2 very specific videos that I'm going to release very shortly after this one. One is for women, one is for men, and we're going to be talking through how you can go out there and meet people in real life. So hopefully I will see you back on my channel to watch those videos. And if you want to get more of my information right now, if you're a guy, you can head over to hayleyquinn.com/unite. And if you're a woman, hayleyquinn.com/real love. And as ever, if you've liked this video, please give it a like, give my channel a subscribe, and hopefully I will see you back where I'm going to be workshopping with you how you can finally meet people again in real life.